we've got now sort of recognizes that they're doing it at their own risk and that it's not a guarantee of approval, and that in worst case scenario, we have the ability to go in and rip it out if we needed to. So I think that's the benefit of having the pre-servicing agreement process that we have now.
Thank you.
Any other member have a question regarding this report? If not, thank you. If not, do we have a motion presented to cover it?
Yes, we have a motion presented for recommendation number 8.
To deal with number 8.
To deal with number
We
8.
need a-
We already have the recommendation presented as written.
So we can go back to the original part of the motion which approves that item as well as the balance of the report. Anyone wish to amend the motion in regards to recommendation number 8? If not, it is approved. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Then we'll move to Community Services Committee report. Councillor Ballmer. Sorry, Councillor Pierce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just for clarification, so that encompassed the receipt for information within that, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
I realize it was withdrawn from
Okay,
the report.
perfect. Thank you.
Councillor Ballmer.
Thank you, Your Worship. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Cardy that the Community Services Committee report of July 17th, 2017 be approved, noting that there are 6 items. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions of the chair? Anyone? No questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Completes the reports. No staff reports, no information reports. Communications. 11A. Six Nations Iroquois Confederacy, Haudenosaunee Land Registry, taxation of lands. This is before council. Last paragraph covers the item. Should you wish to reconsider your current position, etc. What is council's wish in this regard? You don't have a motion out on that.
No.
Councillor Chambers, please.
I'll move that the communication be received and that no action be taken at this time.
Seconder, please. Councillor Cardy. Discussion? Councillor Miller?
We've had a similar situation previously, and we had solicitor advice given to us on that one, and it had to do with whether you call a cost a service cost or a tax. And so I think I'm going to support the motion because I think that solicitor advice kind of supported that position. So I'll leave it at that for now. And well, I'll ask later. Thank you.
Anything further? Anyone else? Wait a move in a second.
Yes.
If not, all in favor of the resolution? Opposed? Carried. And there is a B, request for a grant. And this has been circulated. I don't know whether you've had the opportunity to read it yet or not. Councillor Pierce.
Motion to receive and send the budget.
You're referring it to Councillor Bauma? Moved and seconded. Discussion on the motion. Councillor Wheat.
Correct me if I'm wrong is, did that application not come to the current budget and we denied it?
There was a request previous. Was it the same request? Are you aware?
Director
Robin
Hewitt
has-
is looking like she might respond.
Thank you.
Through your worship, they did put an application in the 2017 budget for $6,279. We approved $2,500, which they have received. So this is an additional $3,000 that they've come back to ask for.
Thank you for the information. Councillor Balma?
If I may, through you, your worship, then it's somewhat confusing because the letter is dated last July. So that doesn't make sense based on.
No, it doesn't.
Anyways.
Maybe it should not be before us as such at all. And as you know, there will be requests coming forward for the next budget session. Councillor Weed?
When I look at the date of the letter, that could be a mistake on their part. Everybody makes mistakes. So I'll overlook that, but
Who's-
I'm glad the Director Hewitt told me that we did give them 2,500. So they asked for 6+. We gave them some. Now they're
Correct.
trying to slide in the side door to get the rest of their 6,000. So I'm not going to give them 5 cents at this point.
So a motion then, we've got a motion to refer it. Could that be withdrawn and the motion to whatever deal?
I'm not going to support the motion to refer to
Right.
the 2018 budget.
Right.
They need to come forward to 2018.
Was it seconded?
Yes.
Could the mover and seconder withdraw that motion then, in view of the date and just? Thank you. Then, motion please from council. This is a case, legitimate case of receiving.
If I can help Will here a little bit, I'll move that we receive it but deny the request.
Correct. Seconder? Thank you. Discussion? Councillor Pierce?
So we're denying the request because of the date?
This request.
Not because of the date. Just, I look at the date as a typographical error. They made a mistake on the date. I can overlook that.
Okay.
If there's any additional, I'm sure that the requester will come forward.
But when Director Hewitt refreshed my memory that the request was for 6,000, we gave him 2,500.
Yes, sir.
Now they're trying to get the rest of their original request, and that's why I'm denying. But you may disagree with that.
Anyone else? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Questions by members of council? Councillor Weed?
Yes, I have a question. Directed to you, Mayor Eddy, and you may refer to staff. How do I go about naming a portion of a county road
Good
in
point.
memory of a family? Like I see Gretzky Parkway has been named after Gretzky.
Oh.
Then the portion of 403 was named Alexander Graham Bell. Like when I look at a particular county road in the ward that I live in, how do I go about naming a portion of that in memory of someone? Do I get that answer from you, or can I make a motion that particularly refer to staff?
Yes, I think that would be appropriate.
Then I would know how to proceed.
As you know, we have changed names, but most of the name changes were on demand by Bell Telephone in connection with the 911 system.
Actually looking at changing the name per se, changing Main Street to Queen Street. leaving the name of the said road
Yes.
and making a portion of it in honor to a particular individual.
Right.
How do I proceed?
That,
Do I need to go to staff, ask for staff?
well, yes, I think we should look at the concerns there would be. One would be to notify the people who would be affected so that they know beforehand and do it that way. But certainly staff would come forward with a procedure to be followed in that case. In the case of the Graham Bell, of course, was a provincial highway renamed by the province. In the case of Gretzky, the Gretzky road, that was a new road by the city, built by the city of Brantford. Councillor Chambers, please.
There may be a precedent that we've already set if people's memory is good. A few years ago, 2 or 3 perhaps, the village of Norwich celebrated its 200th anniversary, and in honor of that, we named the Harley Road the Quaker Trail, and we put up a sign commemorating the village's 200th birthday, and in recognition of that, the Harley Road was designated the Quaker Trail. So I don't know whether that helps or not, but that was just done by resolution.
Yes, it was.
So if Main Street wants to be called the John Wheat Memorial Highway in celebration of whatever.
I'd like to name West Street in honor of John Wheat. That's an example. That is not
Yes.
but that's an example.
Yeah, you may research how we did that with the Quaker Trail and the Harley Road, but I think it was just done by resolution, and it was signed, and the sign is still there, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
And no address was changed, it was just kind of an honorary name to the road for that particular purpose.
Yes.
What I need to do is bring forward a resolution to name said road in honor of Ryan, so to speak. And the area, not so much the whole length of said road,
It's
but
confusing.
a portion of that.
And I remember when I brought that forward back when,
Right.
I was on the road committee, and we discussed it a little bit at the road committee, so perhaps that can be done with staff, et cetera, but they put up a sign, and to this day, it's called the Harley Road, but it's also called the Quaker Trail.
Yes.
So what I'm thinking then, I'll formulate a resolution and take it to Public Works, which is yours.
The problem is, it's a road with a legitimate name and then an alternate name, but you don't want to cause any action that causes confusion, because under the 911 system, if you use some address that is not legit, it can be a serious problem. Yes, I know.
21, 25,
Yes.
27 West Street to
Yes, no, I know. So I would think we'd bring forward a report regarding the changing of a name. Would be proper, so that nothing is missed. The Quaker Trail was a historical thing, which is very understandable. So, Councillor Miller?
A question, do we have any confirmation for any AMO delegations yet?
I have heard none. No.
Do you wish a paper on change of name, road name? So that all information is submitted. I think it's important personally, because you have other groups affected, especially the 911 system. Do you wish to do that in response? Is the information you have satisfactory at this point? Yes, okay. Okay, fine, thank you. Thank you, that's satisfactory. Any other questions from members of council? None? No resolutions, and I have no items of other business that were submitted at the beginning of the agenda. So that leaves a list of in-camera items, number 15. Is there a resolution regarding that matter?
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Coleman, that the Brant County Council convene in Cambridge to discuss the following four matters: COU 1726, personable matter but an identifiable individual. The second one is a verbal update regarding proposed acquisition of land by the municipality. Third one is the CDC in camera confidential report of July 10th, 2017. And the fourth one is correspondence, committee meeting tapings, labor relations, or employee negotiations matter.
All in favor? Opposed? Passed. We are in.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And not that it has any bearing on it, but just for my own sake, do we know, not that we want to invade you, but I know the city of Brantford, their council is on Rogers. Do we know, do they video any of their other committee meetings?
I'm trying to remember if the committee as a whole, they have a committee as a whole. It seems to me I've seen that on Rogers. Okay. I could be, but we can find out.
No. That is the committee of the whole council.
Yeah. No. I think I've seen, I'm pretty sure I've seen different times where it's not the mayor and the chair, but it's the councilor that chairs the committee of the whole.
Any member of council can chair.
Yeah.
Well, a motion to course, moved in second. Councillor James.
Since we're now in open session, do you want me to phrase the motion in open session? Because I don't think it's been, so I'll move that committees where all members of council are present, standing committees where all members of council are present, be recorded and published in a similar fashion to the council meetings.
Thank you. Discussion. Councillor Baumann.
Second.
Thank you. Speakers? Any? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Now, we're next bylaws. We have a list of bylaws. There was one added. It's listed, and then the numbers are changed by one number. Who has the bylaws? Councillor Wheat?
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Brown, calling bylaws not here the first time. Bylaw 110-17, through bylaw number 128-17.
First reading of bylaws as listed. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Brown, following bylaws now be read a second time, and all clauses of Brant will be adopted. Bylaw number 110-17 through bylaw number 128.
Thank you. Second reading of bylaws as listed. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Is there any member wishes to question any bylaw listed? Councillor Pierce.
113-17, defense bylaw.
Yes, your question?
Yeah, so just I know the place because I actually commented when they built the fence that's there. Wow, that's a nice fence. And then I noticed the side of the fence on Wellington Street was taken down. Originally, the fence had just come straight across and then up Market Street. So I'm curious, did they take that down on their own accord? Is that why we're having this byline here now, or did we go to them with the bylaw and request them to take it down, because in the diagram we have here, it kind of angles across at the corner, which would definitely give it better sight lines. So I agree with the picture here, but I was just curious, did they take it down, or did we ask them to take it down?
I can't answer what we did, they did, but when you read it, they applied for a minor variance, and that minor variance was approved. Second paragraph in the bylaw.
No, I understand, but what I'm saying, Councilor Reed, is that fence was completely built,
That's fine.
and then they took it down.
I understand. but
No, I
As
don't.
far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter what we did, what they did. They applied for a minor variance, and the minor variance was approved.
I don't know that the question can be answered tonight. Can the bylaw be approved, or do you feel it
Yeah,
should?
no, I'm curious, that's all.
Yeah.
Like I said, this
Well,
all.
we can get an
it's only been
answer.
a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden it came down, and then I saw this. So I'm just curious.
Well, they would have put in a request for a minor variance. Obviously, the minor variance was approved.
Oh,
I could ask, I don't know whether Robin, you know the answer to this, probably not, didn't anticipate this, but is the variance to permit a 5-foot high fence?
I can't, I'm sorry, I can't answer.
Okay.
Councillor Baum.
Based, and again, this is my speculation, but based on what I know about our fence bylaw, yes. Because a fence is allowed to only be 3 feet high in front of the property that's closest to the road. And so since that is the case here, they would have to get a minor variance to their fence bylaw in order to go to, was it 4 or 5 feet? And behind the house, it's allowed to be 6 feet. I go back to my adjustment days, so I'm assuming that's what the minor variance is to go over 3.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is.
We can proceed to pass the bylaw, give the bylaw third reading, and get the answer to your question, or we can pull the bylaw out of the list and not give it third reading. Give all others third reading, but until it's answered.
No, no need to pull it. As I say, I'm just trying
Yeah,
to.
yes, I know, you know it's
Trying to
answered.
connect the two here, because like I said, this all happened within a couple of weeks. And technically, it's not to the back of the house, it's actually side.
Yes, but that puts it in front of the property next to it on Wellington Street, dwelling in Wellington Street. That's the thing about being on the corner, is that you have 2 frontages to worry about.
No,
It
I
goes
get
in front of the existing house on Market Street, but the only thing I have a question on is why is it 4 feet in the drawing and 5 feet in the bylaw, but regardless, on Market Street, it's going in front of the houses on Market Street, and on Wellington Street, it's going in front of the house on Wellington Street. So that's what puts it, they're not allowed to go over 3 feet on either side, and that's what this is doing.
Right, but, and if I could, Mr. I don't mean to prolong this, but the only part of the fence that's down is the part on Wellington Street. Like the part
Yes, yeah.
that's going with Market Street, and between them and the other house is still there. It's, they just pop the end on it. That's, I'm just trying to understand, that's all. No need to pull it.
Okay, we'll proceed then. Please proceed.
Okay. Moved by myself, second by Councilor Drama. Following bylaws now being read a third time, passed, signed, and sealed. Bylaw 110-17 through bylaw number 128-17.
Third and final reading of bylaws as listed. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. That completes the bylaws. That completes the agenda. And we'll be having a meeting in August, if you wish. With that, nothing further before council. We are adjourned. And it is not yet 8 o'clock. Wow. That is something.